Hey everybody, the Reswirl here, and welcome back to more of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Okay. Oh god, audio. I always forget to turn the bloody thing down. Wait. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh my. Mr. Laurice feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out him. I will drag it out him, not out of him. Does that mean Mr. Laurice is the witness today? No. I believe that nun will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise. Correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, don't worry. I've taken the necessary steps. You have? Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what a friend of mine told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, you may pass judgment on me from the defendant's chair. You are the one to decide whether or not I am able to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Oh man, this is so weird. Playing as Edgeworth. Well, it's not the fact we're playing as Edgeworth, it's more the fact we're playing as Edgeworth, who is a prosecutor, as a defense attorney. It's just bizarre. Oh man. Wait, is the judge the one with the... Of course. The one with the blonde beard. So court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. Oh, this is so strange. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. Wait, what? I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Hold it! No! Oh, it's Von Karma! Oh, wow. Oh my god, that's awesome. So the prosecution stands ready. And you are... Franziska Von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred Von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure, once before, in this courtroom... Wait a minute! Isn't he the judge from the... God, what was the case called? Episode called? Was it Turnabout Beginnings? We played as Mia, Terry Falls, Dahlia Hawthorne, and Edgeworth. That was like his first case. Maybe it wasn't his first case, actually. It was one of his cases from, like, his early days, though. I told you there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip. Who the hell was that? Oh my god, that's so weird. To hear him shout that. I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Oh my. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I'd expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Oh my. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic? I have never heard that word before. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Oh my. I already love this case. Oh, trial. I mean, the case is great too, but the trial's awesome. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise D. I still don't know how to say her name. Her body was found in the Hazakura temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Oh, very nice. There was no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and my last trial as a defense attorney. Oh wow, this is so awesome. I like it. What the fuck? Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about... Wait, I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. Oh my god. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for witnesses with bad backs. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. It's just the fact her head popped out a teeny bit. Oh my. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. The name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Well, you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. Oh my god. In any case... Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Oh my god, this game is incredible. I love it. The night of the murder. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Okay. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. Oh, she was helping an acolyte, meaning Maya. My god, I didn't even click on to that. So if my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? This is probably like perfect for Von Karma because she wants to prove to Edgeworth. I don't know what it is exactly, but I know at the end of the second game she really wants to prove herself to Edgeworth. So Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. So it's really cool that they're like facing off. Oh, that's so strange. I still can't get over the fact that we're playing as Edgeworth as a defense attorney. It's so weird. Right, night of the murder. So helping an acolyte with the training in the inner temple. Yeah, we know, that was Maya. Her back likes to act up violently. You left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. Real? Hold it! You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolyte so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. Okay. That was kind of like a blatant... This is the wrong... or this is what you should press on... or object to. Yeah, she left Iris to help the acolyte in return. No, that's the note. Where's her... There it is. Yeah, rang lights... yeah, there we go. She rang the lights out bell at 10 PM and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. So that's wrong. That's so cool. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, well, well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means, she did not go to the inner temple at all. No. She said that? Oh my god. Oh god, we're getting to see Von Karma again. Doing all of these things. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. All people lie, that is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Not except. God. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edwards, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please, add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. Right, the inner temple bird. Her back likes to act up violently. Oh, there we go. Iris came to the inner temple, she was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Press! Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. She was dressed exactly as she was at dinner. Wait, she can't have been. I was just gonna say, because we have her hood. She was wearing her hood. Received before the lights out bell, the night of the crime. Protects from evil spirits. So it can't have been. Because if she was dressed exactly like she was at dinner, she'd have been wearing that hood, but she doesn't have it anymore because she gave it to Phoenix. I think. Did she give it to Phoenix or Edgeworth? Edgeworth, maybe. I can't remember who. She gave it to somebody. So witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. God, her face just like jiggles when she laughs. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the defendant couldn't have been wearing this very hood. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. Now we understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Of course. Order in the cart. Oh dear. Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see, a stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have won one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you should continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple. The seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Oh my god. Okay. After my bath. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was... oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things. Oh dear. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. So you saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe's. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Franziska Von Karma. After her bath. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... Iris was... yeah, with that sort of all things... face on the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out the window. But that would mean that... okay. What does the autopsy report say? I can't remember. Right, 10 to 11 PM, cause, loss of blood from stab in back. Oh! The body fell 10 feet, after she had died. Oh. Wait a minute, that means she died before she was pushed out the window. So the stabbing can't have occurred after she was pushed out the window. Wait, that makes no sense. Unless she was stabbed once in her bedroom, and then stabbed again? In the same place? Well, I mean, it was still stabbed in the back, it might not have been in the same place. Yeah, that seems to be a bit of a discrepancy, though. Yeah, bit weird. Impressive logic, that's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else. Especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah! That's right, it says after death right here. My goodness! The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Oh, she's actually stood on some crates. Oh, that is the best. Order, order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right, the victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And and she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss D's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. As I'm sure Your Honour is well aware, of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Oh! We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Would that not have bent the sword? I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the truth, please. Oh. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. Oh my god. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I'll give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip. Oh boy. Alright, alright. There we go. Further details. So, when I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Oh. So thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Army was... stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Huh. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Oh! Time to press everything. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? So she didn't. Hold it! Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but... this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room, then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. Never seen so much blood before. Hold it! So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Yeah. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? Yes. More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. Was smoothly drawn out. Okay. That's a bald-faced lie. If it was plunged into the hilt, the blood would be all over this, but it's only at the tip. So you lie. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh my god. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please, explain. Oh, it could also be the shape of the Shichishito. I never really thought about it, because it's got loads of prongs on it, so pulling that out would be anything but easy. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. Oh my god. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. That's... There we go. I was waiting for it to pop up with my point, because I didn't point out the prongs, I just pointed out the blood. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Gosh, he's grasping at straws. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way up to its hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Okay, good. Whew. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does all this mean? Oh, this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. My god. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well... it's because Mr. Kami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influence does. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Oh dear. So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister... Oh my god, I can't speak. Or read. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stammer